Good evening, Fernwood. My name's Neil, and I am watching with you the entire series of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. We are heading into the April 27th, 1976 episode. Let's do a recap of yesterday. It started with Mary sneaking back into her home. Tom, of course, discovers her. He's been waiting up for her. She makes up an elaborate lie. Tom basically accepts that as given that she went to the movies, and then Mary affirms her love for him. Then Charlie at the factory goes off to George and Tom how much he is proud of Timmy and how much he is looking forward to seeing the boy when he visits very soon. Then Tom is called off to the office to speak to management. Of course, management is very friendly at first, but then as soon as Tom starts to advocate for one of the workers on the line to maybe improve situations to make things physically accessible to this worker, he gets shut down hard. And then finally, we see a scene with Dennis and Kathy where Kathy keeps pushing for this marriage to go forward, and Dennis has put it off until at least next Thursday, when I believe he is hoping that Mary will come of her own accord and sleep with him. That is what I've got for you. I'm sure that there are other details that we could discuss, but let's just jump right into April 27th episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
You know, Tom,
What?
I think things are getting better.
You do?
Not definitely better.
Oh, you mean the state of the world?
No, seriously.
The economy?
Tom, I mean it.
Uh-huh. You mean between us?
Heather's posture.
Mind if I finish my cereal?
Look, Tom, I know it may not be a big thing, right? But it is indicative of a healthier attitude, of a healthier outlook, of a much more positive attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, where is she?
Oh, she's eating her breakfast.
What do you mean she's eating her breakfast? She isn't at the breakfast table.
She took it with her.
Breakfast?
Yeah, it's this instant breakfast. She said that she likes to lick it off her fingers. It's like Kool-Aid, you know.
Oh, Mary, for Pete's sake.
Well, Tom, look, her posture's improving, and I just didn't have the energy to argue about her finger. I mean, why push a good thing, right? I mean, there have been no more complaints from the neighbors. I mean, that's really a good sign. I mean, it is very important to start off on the right foot with new neighbors.
I thought we were talking about Heather.
We are. We're talking about Heather and the new neighbors in the world. They're all related, Tom.
Mary, I want to talk to you. Good morning, Tom.
Morning, Kathy.
It's Kathy. Sit down, Kathy. Have some cereal. Low protein, lots of calories.
I just want to say that after all you've done, you finally got your wish.
What wish? I honestly haven't had a single wish. I swear. I have not wished on a bone. I have not wished on a star.
Yeah, well, the wedding is off for now.
I'm never on a wedding.
Your wedding?
Kathy, I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry.
What happened?
Does she know what happened?
Oh, she knows.
No, I don't know. I just think it's such a shame. Kathy, I want to hear everything directly from you, Tom. I am crushed.
She practically planned it.
I swear I didn't.
But that's what you wanted. That's what you kept saying you wanted,
No,
Mary.
I wanted Kathy to be happy, not to get hurt.
But why won't you let Kathy marry Dennis fully? I mean, what the hell is it to you?
Yeah.
It's nothing to me. What is it to me? It's to Kathy. To Kathy, it's her entire youth. I mean, last week, she's engaged to marry Steve, And what is it, like a month and a half ago, she's engaged to marry some blue-eyed Armenian bartender. I mean, Kathy, you do not know what you want.
And you do, huh?
Mary, why don't you just tell the truth?
I mean, take Steve, Tom. I mean, take Steve. There he is in Hollywood. He is all alone, unable to speak. You know, Loretta and Charlie really should have looked him up. Don't you think?
Wait a minute. What truth?
The truth about why she doesn't want Dennis to marry me, about why she talked to him about postponing the wedding.
I did not do that. Kathy, you see right where my hand is? Right where God can see it? Now, I never... God, I wish I had a Bible now. Anyway, I never talked to Dennis about postponement.
But you did talk to him.
I don't see what that has to do with anything, Kathy. I mean, have you ever heard the old expression, leave well enough alone?
So that means you're going to leave me and Dennis alone?
Yes, that means that.
No, it doesn't mean that. It means that if the wedding is called off now, just leave it that way.
Mary, will you be quiet, please, while Kathy tells me why you don't want her to marry Dennis?
Dennis, I mean, Tom, she is very upset and she's very confused. And anything that she says now will just not make any sense whatsoever.
Wait a minute, what is this?
Aren't you going to be late for work?
Work?
Aren't you going to be late for work?
Oh my
I don't
God.
want you speeding in traffic.
You can't speed in traffic, Mary.
Okay, but Tom, you're going to pile up all those demerits you always say you're so worried about. I mean, this is just girl talk.
Listen,
So
I also
okay?
want to know where you were on Thursday. Where were you last Thursday?
Thursday? Here, take your hat. Now go ahead.
Huh?
Now drive carefully, okay? And I'll see you later tonight.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
sweetheart. Coffee. You want some coffee?
You did go and see Dennis, didn't you?
No.
Thursday? Then where were you this Thursday?
Oh, how about some instant breakfast? This is the kind of thing, Kathy, you can just lick it off your fingers like Kool-Aid. Heather always like Thursday. Thursday I went to an Italian pornographic sex movie. It was about a soldier who went back to his village on leave to see this girl who he was engaged to.
I didn't know it was
I
porn.
don't want any instant breakfast, instant coffee, or instant Kool-Aid. I want to know, did you or did you not go and see Dennis?
Kathy, it's not instant Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is instant to begin with.
Mary, I want an answer. Did you talk to Dennis about postponing the wedding?
I'm only trying to help. To help, Kathy. Help.
Help? Help with what? Help me be an old maid? If you really wanted to help,
I swear I do.
then why don't you go and help Mother plan the shower and help her pick out the colors for the Tupperware? All you're doing now is helping me be jilted.
Kathy, how can you say that? How can you say that about me?
And I'm telling you, I can't take it. Not after Steve. I'm telling you, I won't be able to take it. It'll give me a complex. Just like Rosalind McCardle.
Who?
Rosalind McCardle, she was this girl in my graduating class. And she was going to marry this guy whose father owned a bank.
Oh, wait a minute. Was she that girl? Was she that girl? She was cross-eyed and she used to wear a big band.
Mary, she wasn't cross-eyed and she didn't wear a Band-Aid on her forehead. She had a slight stigmatism and she wore an Indian headband.
Oh, well, I didn't know her then.
And after she got jilted, she went to help the minorities.
In Fernwood?
No, in Albuquerque. And she got raped and her car was stolen. And Jill Turgamont just told me that she's on drugs.
You kidding?
And Mary, if you want to ruin my life like that,
Kathy, you're my sister.
then you just go right ahead.
God, I would hate to think of you in Albuquerque.
Then you leave me and Dennis alone.
Wait a minute, Kathy. How could Jill Turgamont know anything about, what's her name, Madeline McFardle or something? I remember them. They hated each other, those two.
Mary, you're missing the whole point. Don't you understand? I don't want to end up raped on drugs with my car stolen because you talked my fiance out of marrying me.
You know, there could be a bright spot here. You know, she could have helped those minorities, you know?
Mary, why do you keep changing the subject? I want to know. I want to know now. Did you talk Dennis into postponing the marriage?
Kathy, how do you feel about Dennis? I mean, truly.
I love him.
No, Kathy, I mean, truly. I mean, everything, the bad parts.
I really love him.
What is so special about Dennis Foley?
Everything. He's He's kind and he's sincere and he's mature. And Mary, I feel that my being with him will make me a better person than I already am.
You couldn't have said it was his sweet little smile or his uniform.
And Mary, if I don't marry him, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. And I'm going to blame you, and I'm never going to talk to you again for the rest of my life.
You really do care about him, don't you?
More than anything.
It's enough to break a person's heart, isn't it?
Whose?
See, that's the good question. Whose?
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Anybody home?
In the living room, Charlie.
Where's the rest?
Next door with Mary. What's that?
Boys, just a few things I picked up for my boy. Football, baseball bat, basketball, skateboard, fielder's mitt. You know, just the little things. I figure I'd let the big things like the 10-speed bike wait till he gets here and he can choose the size and the color and the decals he wants to put on it. All like that.
Hey, you're out of breath.
Yeah, well, I'm excited.
Oh, I understand. I've been going through some of Timmy's things. First day at school. First grown-up suit. Did you have a hard day?
No, not too bad. What's the matter?
I've just been thinking about how little I've been able to give Timmy. Sure, I took care of his education, but there's so many things he missed out on because I wasn't able to provide them.
Like a father to talk to sometimes?
Yeah, play ball with, go camping with.
I tell you, Muriel, I'm not a hard-hearted man. At least, I don't think I am. But it ain't easy to forgive you for that one. I mean, you kept him from me. You kept him from me all the time he was growing up.
Yeah, I know, but he was all I had.
I never got to see him say his first word or take his first step or anything like that. I never got to burp him.
You should have seen him when he started to crawl. He crawled backwards. It was so funny. He'd pop into something and not even know where it came from.
How could you do that to me?
You know, Charles, you won't believe this, but if I had to do it all over again, I'd share him with you. Just like I hope you'll share him with me now that he's coming to live with you.
If that's his choice, yeah.
Of course it will be. Having a man to look up to, someone to teach him the ropes. And all I ask is visiting rights during summer vacation, maybe a day or two during Christmas time.
And his birthdays. I mean, he's going to want to see his mom on his birthday, isn't he?
Thank you, Charles. You're a real gentleman. Just like you're a real gentleman about helping me get a fresh start. The money, you know.
I hope that'll make you happy, Muriel.
Oh, it will. Thank you.
You know, since you got here, in the days since you got here, I detect a change in you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Loretta hasn't had an effect on you, has she?
Oh, maybe she has.
Hello? Well, hi, Mrs. Muncie. How are you? Oh, we're fine. We're fine. We're just sitting around waiting for my boy to get here. And we're waiting for Clyde to get back from his fishing trip. He is? Well, you tell him to call me just as soon as he gets in. All right? Okay. Okay, well, thank you. Bye-bye.
When's Clyde due back?
First thing tomorrow morning. And right after that, Loretta and me's going to hear about that contract.
Well, isn't that nice? First thing in the morning.
Oh, I'm just so excited, Mary. I just can't believe it. I'm going to be a mama.
I just don't understand.
You know, Timmy, of course, it's just going to be a stepmama, but it's still a mama, Mary.
I mean, they say this stuff is supposed to come clean in 10 seconds. I have been doing this for 20 minutes.
Wonder if he'll hate me like the stepmother on Cinderella.
Oh, no.
You know what, Mary?
What?
Maybe you have polished all of the silver off that.
Oh, and you mean there's only zinc left? Nickel?
What's that?
Oh, that's the metal that they make nickel out of. Nickel. Nickel metal.
You're kidding.
No. Look at this. It's hopeless.
Did I tell you that that kid, now get this, is 5 feet 7 inches tall?
Yeah, you told me. You know, Loretta, maybe this jewelry wasn't silver to begin with.
That's a whole lot taller than me, I'll tell you, and Charlie is just pleased as punch. Timmy, this whole Timmy thing has just made us forget everything I said on the dinosaur show. We've just been able to put it all behind us, you know?
Oh, well, I'm really glad about that.
Yeah, me too.
Does that mean that, you know, you'll have like a new recording now or something?
Oh, yeah, my career is just still #1 with a bullet, Mary.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Of course, there are just, you know, a few little clouds kind of still hanging over and everything. But it's not anybody that we even know about that's still talking about it. You know, the big people is still with us, Mary. For instance, I had this very nice invitation to sing at a function of Billy James Hardis's in Kentucky. See, he's sponsoring a ghetto picnic there. But Charlie says maybe I better wait a little while on that one. Then I got this fabulous, delightful message from Rabbi Croft. That's President Nixon's rabbi. Well, he was so kind to offer to set up this defense fund for me. But then we had to explain to him that nobody was suing me or nothing, you know. Then there have been, you know, like a few little cancellations and stuff like
Oh,
that.
really? I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, you know, that's all right, Mary. It's like the Blue Peacock Casino in Las Vegas, and, you know.
You mean so you're not going to be playing this with us?
Oh, no, I'm sure I am, Mary. Say, as soon as the new recording contract gets signed, which will get signed as soon as Clyde Mensa gets back from this fishing trip, you know, heck, I'll probably wind up playing Caesar's Palace, and you know what that billboard says, Mary? Wouldn't you rather be at Caesar's Palace?
Loretta, I got to tell you the truth. I haven't heard Baby Boy once since the Dinah show.
Well, it's probably just a coincidence, Mary. You know how you can't play one record every single minute, you know. Anyway, with Timmy coming and everything, you know, gosh, things are going to be just fine with me and Charlie. They really are.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
Well, you know something, Mary? I've been worried about you, frankly.
Oh, me? Oh, no, there's nothing to worry about with me. I mean, like the silver jewelry thing is not that much of a disappointment, you know, just...
No, not the jewelry, Mary. That's not what I'm talking about. I think there's something bad and something big going on with you, Mary. And as your best friend,
I can't tell you, Loretta.
I figured as much. But in case you change your mind, Mary, I just want you to remember that your best friend lives right next door.
I remember.
Listen, I gotta go, Mary, so whoever it is, I'll just let him in as I'm going out, okay?
Okay, unless it's the police.
The police? Why would the police be coming here?
Hi, Mrs. Hartman?
Oh, no, I'm Mrs. Hager's, the peaked one over there at the tables, Miss Hartman.
Listen, if he's selling Avon, tell him that I have a friend who distributes a competitive line.
No. I'm the new neighbor down at the Fetter's house.
Oh, hey.
Heather's done something again. What has Heather done something?
Oh, no.
Listen, I got to run, but if you would like to bring your sample case by the house, I would just be pleased to death to look at your stuff, okay? And I'm in show business, you know. Bye, Mary. See you later.
I don't think she understood.
Well, would you like to sit down? Would you like some coffee?
No, thanks. I just wanted to apologize.
Oh, you don't have to apologize. Nobody wants my coffee today.
No. It's about my brother, Ed. Look, your little girl wasn't doing anything all that bad. She was just playing around as kids do, you know. And, Ed gets kind of teed off when he thinks someone's spying.
Oh, listen. Heather is not a spy. I mean, I can guarantee that. So, do you two live alone?
With my mother. With my mother. Our mother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember hearing that someone told me something about that. You know, I'm a little embarrassed because I feel I should have been a little more hospitable. You know, I should have introduced myself to you before, called out the welcome wagon or something like that.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I just felt funny about it, that's all. I certainly hope that we can... I've just had a lot on my mind, you know. I've had just a lot of difficulties I've been going through. And
You don't have to explain.
I just hope that we can get to be friends.
Well, I'll take a rain check on the coffee.
Fine.
Well, have a good day.
It's almost night.
Oh. And, good night.
You switch that around just like that. You have a nice mind.
Thanks.
Ugh. Hello.
Barry, it's me.
Me what? I mean, what do you want?
Dennis.
I know who you are. I can recognize your voice.
I thought you'd be calling after Thursday.
No, I didn't.
I know you didn't. Oh, I thought you would. About next Thursday.
Why?
Just finish what we started.
Well, I was going to. I mean, I was going to call. And, I've just been...
I just called to remind you that I'm waiting. To hear your voice and to say hello.
Hello.
Till we meet again.
Dennis.
Thursday.
Dennis. Dennis.
I think at the core of Tom and Mary's relationship, there is a kernel of love in there, complicated by life. Of course, seeing Kathy go off on Mary, from Kathy's perspective, it's totally justified. Mary did attempt weekly, WEEKLY, not, sorry, that's wrong, WEAKLY, weekly, to explain the situation that Dennis really wanted to sleep with her. Kathy got the point, but then is not backing that up. And I wish she would. I really wish that she could just say, Dennis doesn't like you. Or rather, Dennis doesn't have love for you, and I want you to not be married to him. Mary keeps trying to cover what's going on here. That Dennis is incredibly obsessed with her, Mary. And that's where her justification is. And of course, Tom is bothered by that, and that makes total sense. We get a scene between Muriel and Charlie, and of course, Muriel was surprisingly forthcoming about this child that does not exist. It surprised me that Muriel was so it seemed like Muriel had invented this child because really the child doesn't exist, or at least the Timmy that we've seen on screen is no actual son of Muriel and Charlie. And it's definitely a case of trying to soak Charlie for as much money as she can get. Of course, imminently, Clyde will be back in town to confirm that there is no contract coming. And as we see in the scene between Loretta and Mary, that song has not been played on the radio locally, at least. I would presume not really anywhere. So, maybe a one-hit wonder if that song ever really hit the charts. Then we see a few different exchanges. There was Mary greeting the other McCullough brother who came to apologize for Ed McCullough. I think I forgot the names, but I think Ed is the brother who chased Heather out, unless this is Ed and I'm just a little bit confused. But it seemed to me there was a little spark between this brother and Mary, some kind of attraction. And, maybe coming into a married mother's home and kind of expressing that kind of attraction seems just a tad inappropriate to me, but it's a soap opera, so that's where we go. And then finally, we get a call from Dennis, who just keeps pushing. Stop already. When someone says no, as many times as Mary has said no, I mean, I'm on the train of if someone says no once, don't go back. That's just me. I'm not sure where persistence lays, but this is just wrong with Dennis and how hard he is pushing on the situation. And that is the April 27th episode of Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman, thank you for doing the thing that you do here, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.